everybody, it's Jessie from Yarn Over New York, and I am here today to give you a quick little behind the scenes making of look at part of how I create some of my fun sock blanks. So I'm sure that you've heard of sock blanks, but just in case you haven't, they are a machine knit piece of fabric that is made of undyed yarn, and it is about, this big, dry, undyed yarn, and I paint on it. I create works of art. So today I want to show you how I paint a design that I have called Rain and Rainbows, and it will have a transition from a gray cloudy sky to rainbow stripes. So to do that, the first thing I needed to do was dye a sock blank gray as a base layer. And so I've done that, dried it already, and as you can see, it has like a cloudy gray sky base dye job. And this is a single stranded sparkle sock blank that I'm showing you today. And I'm going to take you through the process of prepping my workspace, prepping the sock blank, and then you can watch me paint it. I'll do a time lapse where you can see me paint it, and then I'll take you through the rest of the process, and then you'll get to see the big reveal. So just to review, I've got this gray sock blank right here, and the first thing that I need to do is soak it so that it's ready to receive the dye. So I have this lovely little bowl here, and I have a jug that says vinegar. It doesn't contain vinegar. It contains a mix of water and citric acid. It used to contain vinegar. So I just pour that into the bowl here. And now this acid water will prepare the wool of the sock blank to accept the chemical reaction of the dye. So the dyes that I use are citric acid thickened with sodium alginate to about the consistency of acrylic paint. So after this has a chance to soak, I will lay it out here on the table, and then I will use my dyes and paintbrushes, and I will paint on it. And then when I'm done painting on it, I will roll it up, and I will put it here into this steaming tray, and then I'll steam set the dye. And the steam actually breaks up the sodium alginate, so it like just runs off the sock blank, and you end up with soft, usable work of art that is yarn to either show as art or rip out and make whatever you'd like to make. So I'm gonna switch into a little bit of a fast forward mode so you can see the rest of the prep, and then I'll do a top video so you can see me actually doing the painting, and then I'll check back in with you when I'm done, and you'll get to see the finished product. Thanks. Alrighty, what did we think of that? Pretty fun, huh? So a few things just to give you a little bit more detail about the behind the scenes. You can see here on the edge of my table, I've marked out spaces in tape. And this helps me keep things centered, symmetrical, my stripes even, that kind of thing. So I use these marks a lot. So I don't know if you saw me referencing them in the top video, if you saw me referencing for them for the stripes, but I certainly was. And a lot of times people have questions about the dye, the paint that I use. It's acid dye, the same professional grade acid dyes that I use to dye yarn. I mix them in these little jars, and I mix them with sodium alginate, which is kind of like Jello. So it goes through a similar process with mixing hot water plus the dye plus the sodium alginate. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Put it in the fridge, let it set. Take it out of the fridge, let it set, and then once it's room temperature, it has the consistency of acrylic paint, and I can use paint brushes to paint directly onto the sock blank. Sometimes I water the dyes down again, and I can paint with a spoon to make like a cloudy effect. The possibilities are really endless, and it's great fun. I'm really happy that this is an art form that I can explore and help you explore. It's a joy. Just a reminder that this particular design is one of my, repeatable-ish designs. Like, they will all be unique works of art, but with clouds and rain and rainbow. This is a repeatable design, and it's called Rain and Rainbows. It is listed in the dyed to order sock blank section of my website, yarnovernewyork.com. Thank you so much for being here. Stick around. I'm going to switch back to fast forward so that way I can show you the process of wrapping up the sock blank, getting it into the steamer, and getting it on the stove and ready to go. Thank you so much. All right, are you ready? I'm ready. So, I have had this steamer tray on my stove. I let the water down here in the bottom boil and create a bunch of steam. And then it came up here into the top chamber where I had the sock blank sitting there in the perforated tray. So I've steamed it, and then I've let it cool back down so that way the dye has gone through its full process, reacting with the heat, reacting with the moisture, and reacting with the acid, so that the dye particles have formed a permanent bond to the yarn that is in the sock blank, and all of the sodium alginate that was mixed into the dye has been broken down and oozed out through the cracks. And now we have a sock blank that is ready to be revealed and then ready to get washed and then dried. Sometimes it is a little tough to get the plastic wrap off, but it's worth it. Here we go. Rain and Rainbows sock blank. Still a little bit warm. All right, that is the reveal. So then can put it here into this tap water. Do a little final rinse. Add a little bit of wool wash, just to give it a soak. So I'm gonna let this sit for a few minutes, and that this the The wool wash will catch any loose dye particles if there happen to be any, but the water looks lovely and clear, which means that the dye has adhered properly and it is now ready to use as art or yarn. So it's gonna sit here for a few minutes, then I will squeeze all of the water out and hang it up to dry, and it will be ready to go to its forever home. So thank you so much for watching this whole process. I hope it's been enlightening. Thanks. Hello again. Now that the sock blank has had a chance to soak and to dry, I thought you'd like to see the finished product. Check out that sparkle. Check out that rainbow. Pretty fun. There you go. Rain and rainbows.